to meet you.
Thanks for accepting our interview.
Yeah.
So first, can you briefly introduce your startup?
Yeah, so I'm Ferdinand Kohle, CEO of CipherX Technologies. Our startup is essentially about tattoo delivery. We have developed a novel form of tattoo delivery, which is very non-invasive. So that means there's no pain involved, there's no blood involved, there's no tissue scarring, and there is barely any aftercare needed. So the way it works is we use Microneedle technology. The needles penetrate the skin in a pain-free manner. They sit in the skin for a certain amount of time, which is usually a few minutes. And after that, you just remove the tattoo patch and you have a permanent tattoo.
Wow, perfect. So what inspired you to run this business?
So my background is actually physics and material science. So I've worked with medical materials in the past a lot. And I came across Microneedle technology. And personally, I'm not a big fan of hypodermic needles. So I'm one of those people who have a needle phobia. And I always wanted a tattoo. And one day, I can't explain why exactly, but I just had this idea, can you use microneedles to deliver pigment to the skin? At this point, I wasn't sure whether that is actually feasible or whether someone else had already done that, but I did a little bit of literature research, and it turns out that nobody had done it at the time. And starting there, I prototyped the first sort of prototype of CipherX. It wasn't CipherX at the time, but just to give myself the confidence that this is feasible. The prototype immediately worked really well. And from that moment on, I was thinking, oh, this could be a company. So I assembled a team, and that's where it started.
Okay, so what was the largest challenge you are facing?
There has been a lot of challenges. In the beginning, maybe assembling the team. Also, it was around COVID, so that didn't make it easier. So yeah, assembling the right team in the beginning was a major challenge. And then just growing, learning about entrepreneurship, raising funds. Like this was all a new experience for me. I was more like from an academic world. I was working in industry a little bit, but still these are new skills. That was definitely a challenge in the beginning. Later down the line, once we had sort of established our lab, like a small lab in the beginning, like a core team, we needed to grow the team. So hiring was another major challenge, which we did in the mid last year in 2024. And I'd say the current biggest challenge is actually scaling the technology. So we're going through these technology translation steps, and now scaling is really the major challenge. We know we have a market-ready product. We decided to manufacture it ourselves, so that means we are becoming a manufacturer. And now it's about scaling this well-working technology to like not just a few hundred units, but thousands of units per month.
Okay. So you mentioned product market fit. So if we look into the supply side and the demand side, which side you would say is much more important right now?
More important? You mean supply of our product?
Manufacturer, yes, and the client.
I mean, both is important. I'd say the reason why we decided to go this way is it is a novel technology. It's the first time a company is doing that. We need to always educate our market. That's very important. So people don't seek out that product. So we need to have a presence. So the reason why we decided to manufacture it ourselves is flexibility. So we can actually adjust our supply to the demand, and we can actually influence the demand. So that was a strategic decision that we made.
Okay, perfect. So why did you choose London Tech Week?
I think, so what I just said, we want to bring our product out there. We want people to interact with it. We want to have that. We want to give the ability for them to see it. That's one reason, but also the community among startups. So there is a lot of startups in London. I mean, some of them we already know. Some of them we're meeting today or during Tech Week. So I think a combination of these reasons.
Okay. So my last question is that in innovating UK, so there are many entrepreneurs, even graduates who want to build their first ventures. So you, as the experienced entrepreneur, can you give them 3 tips for running
3 tips.
business in the UK, or even for creating the new venture?
Um, I mean, there's a lot of tips in the beginning. So I'd say first, like maybe if I distill it down to 3, in the very beginning, team is very important. I know it's difficult. It's easier said than done. Find a good team. So maybe a way is there's a lot of network events in London, particularly. Go to these events, talk to people. Maybe don't disclose your entire idea, but talk about the topic and see how people respond. Are they passionate? Are they in for the technology, or are they in just for the business? Maybe you need to see, are you a technical founder? Are you not a technical founder? So you want to adjust your needs. That's number 1, team. The next thing is rapid prototyping. Like, don't overthink. Like, I'm a huge fan of rapid prototyping. Just be willing to make mistakes quickly and cheaply. And often you don't even need 3D printers. Paper, scissors is sometimes good enough. And user testing. So rapid prototyping in combination with user testing. Just put it out there, put it out to people who don't know you.
Iteration.
Yeah, and then keep iterating as much as possible. I'd say this is really, really important. And then maybe like one last tip in terms of like hiring.
Yes.
It's easy to hire your friends or like to like seek in your network, but I just say you want to have the best people possible, like absolutely the best. So just put it out, interview. If your friends are interested, interview them as well, but don't make hedonistic decisions.
Wow, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Enjoy London Tech Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Standing tall, pitching bold, building fast.